the sister already thought I was a demon bitch trying to bring me to Jesus. So I'm sure she was probably like, oh my God, I'm so happy she almost died. Like,
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So this is part 4 of how I got married and divorced in 1 year, African style, aka Nigeria style. So if you don't know where we're going to, just like go check out the videos from yesterday, part 1, part 2, part 3. So this is the part 4. So we're just going to jump into it of this sister that got married to a man, and in a year they were already filing for divorce. So let's go check out the update on the story, and I promise you this is the last part, hopefully. Okay, so let's just go get the full conclusion of the story and then we'll come back and talk more. What's in my eye?
okay. Hey guys. So let's continue the story, part 11. So now I left off, I told you I went to Ibadan. The accident now happened. I reached out, no one replied, no one called me, nothing. So I did my show, went ahead, and while mind you, after I did my show, I went to the sister-in-law's house because I had to go back and go pick up some stuff that was made for me by a tailor. So I went to go pick that up. I was at their house. So it was a couple of, like, at least a couple of hours that I was there where, like, if the parents wanted to call me or the mom wanted to check in on me or somebody would have called me, no one called me, no one checked on me. I went back to Lagos. So now I get back to Lagos. It's like the whole night I waited. No one called me. His mom didn't call me. His dad didn't call me. His siblings didn't call me. No one called me. Not that I was really surprised that the siblings are going to call me. Like you previously saw, the sister already thought I was a demon bitch trying to bring me to Jesus. So I'm sure she was probably like, oh my God, I'm so happy she almost died. Like that's a demon to our family. So I'm sure they were probably all rejoicing that, you know, I almost died, or probably like, damn, why didn't she die? Anyway, as I'm there, the next day I wake up, I reach out to the sister. I sent a text message to the one sister that I feel like, okay, maybe understanding or maybe like I can relate to. That's who he really, my husband really respects and like really fucks with, his older sister who lives in Atlanta. So I reach out to her, shoot her a text message. Hey, I need to talk to you. Never heard back from her, ever. I saw that she read the message, never heard back from her. So now the next day I'm talking to my husband. I'm like, do you know that nobody's called me? Do you know that nobody in your fucking family has called me? This man is just like, and I was like at some point at that point I'm expecting my husband to find some kind of rage or anger to like, what the fuck? Like y'all are treating my wife like shit. And I didn't see it. He was just like, I know, like, and don't get me wrong, I knew my husband wasn't a bulldozer ass nigga. Like I knew he wasn't no street shooter, all that. I knew that. But there's a level of like, I would have, no matter how bad my family was, as like they've been to me, I can tolerate them treating me like shit. But doing it to somebody else who didn't like ask for this, oh, I would have burned the whole entire motherfucking relationship to the ground. Are you fucking dumb? Are you dumb, stupid, or high? What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you dumb, stupid, or high? Okay. So then I call my parents, and at this point, the wedding is a week out. The ebanko, the traditional African wedding. So I call my parents and I'm like, I'm telling you guys, I told them everything that happened. I'm crying on the phone. I'm like telling them you guys having a near-death experience really, like, I don't know if anybody's ever had a near-death experience. That shit really traumatizes you. It really like, my people, that thing really, I was still in shock because in my head, I'm like calculating like, what if I really died? What if I really died? These people don't even care if I really fucking died. To them, it was just like, oh, well, it was just a little accident. What if I really fucking died? Like, I was so distraught. And I'm still in Nigeria doing what I'm doing for my career, trying. And I'm telling you, somebody made a comment about I should hush. At least they gave me a car. People, if I was working for Dangote, if I came home and it was like, oh, I was working for Aliko Dangote, they would have respected me better. I'm sure they would have. If what I was doing in Nigeria was like some high-level business that trumped theirs, they would have given me the respect. There was a way they would carry themselves. I know African people. Yeah. I know they would have carried themselves better just out of like the respect of what I came to do or what they perceived me as. But because I was a rapper, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. It was rap. It's music. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what they do? If I'm not Wizkid, Davido level, But when I get there now, they'll all brag that I was married to their son. I know how people are. So I'm like telling my husband all this. I'm going up because my husband isn't giving me any reaction that is like given to see like your wife almost died the day before. So I literally went off on him, and I'm not gonna lie, I blocked him. I told you guys I'm gonna phone my parents, tell my parents what happened. I really didn't expect my parents to do much. I told you guys I'm a survivor, right? When I was molested and raped in high school, I told my mom. She blamed me. She said, "What were you wearing?" My mom has always made it my fault and things that happened to me in my life. So I wasn't really expecting my parents to come and stand up for me. They've never done it. When I went through what I went through in high school, I took myself to the doctor. When I found out I was pregnant from being raped, I'm the one who took myself to the abortion clinic. I'm the one who went and got treatment for HPV when I found out about him. And like, they didn't care. My parents didn't care. My mom, she definitely didn't give a fuck. So she blamed me because I was developed when I was in high school. She blamed me. And then even after those things happened, she would always tell me like, if I wore shorts or if I wore a short dress, she would tell me, go change your outfit before you say someone is touching you now. That was the things that she would say, and then she'll tell me it's a joke, or you know, stuff like that. Or she would tell my little sisters that when I was in college and I was going through so much in college, she would tell my little sisters that they better do well in school if like they got in trouble or whatever, or they'll end up like me. It's just many things I went through with my parents that I knew I didn't have them on my side. I knew they weren't gonna see my value. They didn't see my value when I was a fucking innocent child. Why would they see my value now as a grown-ass woman? And I'm okay. I was okay with that. I just didn't want them. Honestly, I was calling them to not waste their money for the wedding because I wasn't gonna go. My mom and dad, all they cared about, my mom was yelling at me, you better be at that wedding, you better be at that fucking wedding, don't embarrass the family, blah, 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 blah. I blocked them. I didn't care anymore. At that point, I was like, you know what? No one gives a fuck about me. Like, oh my God, I don't even know. Sometimes when I think about this, and like, I want to cry, but I'm like, I'll be fucking damned to like shed one tear for people. I am a great person. Anytime I see people judge me, come live in my shoe. I dare anybody to spend a fucking day in my shoe and go through what I've been through in my fucking life and come out smiling, aiming high, just seeing the world so beautiful, giving a shirt off your back to people, caring about people, loving people. Hell, even getting married and trusting a man again. Come, see, be me. It's easy to judge because I'm strong. It's easy to attack me and it's easy to make me look like shit because I'm strong. But you have no idea where that strength comes from. His family didn't, his mom didn't. And it's crazy to me because his mom went through trauma and I know about it. My mom went through trauma, I know about it. And it's crazy because the monsters that commit the act are nicer than the victims. And a lot of African women don't even know they're in Stockholm Syndrome. My mom is and his mom is. I would think that these women who've gone through shit would be so protective of the next generation of women. I would think his mom would even be the one championing for me. Like, it doesn't matter who she is, respect her, treat her well. Like, I'll be thinking that's my mom. That would be my mother-in-law. That wasn't the case. So I canceled the wedding. I blocked everybody. I flew to Enugu to continue my tour. While I'm in Enugu, my husband and I'm ready to file for divorce. Like, I'm ready. I call my lawyer. I'm like, I'm ready. He said, you have to come back to the States, and when you come here, we'll talk about it. We'll do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to leave him. Like, I was done. I was fucking done, y'all. I was scared of him. I was scared of his family. I was fucking alone. I was fucking alone, smiling, pushing through, and I was fucking alone. Thank God to my manager for being there for me. So then, a week, I'm telling you guys, it was about a week. No one still called me. I blocked everybody in this fucking family. I blocked all of them. You people are evil. I don't know what I did to you that made you, that made it feel like I deserve this kind of fucking treatment. For what? I was terrified of these people, terrified of everything. I was going back to America to go divorce this man. Did it stop there? No. I wish this situation stopped there, but it didn't. My wedding was coming up. My sister-in-law called me And she was like, that's the only person that actually texted me. That's the only person I still even engage with. She reached out to me. She was like, oh, your wedding. I was telling her, oh, I'm not even doing the wedding. She goes, oh, well, I mean, she was told me like the parents they weren't planning on going. And I'm sorry, let me even put the ice on the cake. When she said that to me and I shared it with my manager tells me how he never told me this, but when he was talking to the mom about the car, she told him that the dad, and they really didn't even want to do it, but they're doing it because of their son. And you guys remember the whole time I'm asking these people, if you don't want to do it, just tell me. Just tell me. And she told it to my manager. My manager didn't want to tell me or upset me any more than I was already. And he just said it's okay. Like, he just took it and just kept pushing to get the car. And that was that. I'm going to go to part 12 because right now I'm getting emotional and I don't want to sit here and fucking cry on TikTok. I'm not about to do that shit. But I need to collect myself and I'll come back for part 12. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I found a baby bird this morning, so I had to like skip my morning session for you guys, but I'm back. I don't return. Okay, I left off in telling you guys, now you know about the car accident. I went back to Lagos and then I flew to Enugu to continue my tour. So now let me get you caught up. And then I'm going to also bring in my family and show you when I finally knew I had to cut my family completely out of my life, because my family never going back. Not even if like Jesus himself has to show himself for me to speak to my family again. I'm done. So now when I'm in Enugu and I finally unblock my husband, we're speaking again. He's, telling me originally, all he kept telling me is that, oh, the reason why they're not answering is because they're busy, they're working. And I was like, at first I wanted to believe that because, okay, they're busy, they're working, they're running a company. But there's a difference when Nigeria, people die from car accidents so much. Not that they don't do in America, but I mean in Nigeria, the thing is no joke. Like, people really just be dying from car. It's really bad. So how could someone tell you they got into a car accident, right? You didn't even call to check if I was okay. You didn't even call. Just because I text you, I guess, one of the things they said is because I text them, so they knew I was okay. But no one called to check if I made it out, if I had a broken arm, nothing. So then my husband and I are talking and he's telling me how, he's telling his family that they have to apologize to me. They have to talk to me. And he's he's so pissed off. He spoke to his people. And the way he's talking to me about it is, I think that's what kept pissing me off. It's like, as I'm telling my husband what happened, or he knows what happened, he's still trying to in the breath of telling me he's telling them to apologize, he's also in the same breath validating their behavior, and trying to make me look like I'm being dramatic for me feeling disrespected by his family members and them not calling me, nobody reaching out to me. And then he's like, and then you blocked them. I said, yes, I blocked everybody. Why? They didn't want to talk to me. I told him, I was like, yeah, I blocked everybody. What's the point? Clearly, they want me gone. They want me dead. I don't even think they like me. So why do I need to leave an open line of communication to people who might want to kill me? No, listen, I love my life too much. It's not because of fucking marriage I'll come here and die. Are you fucking mad? So the whole time, he's telling me how his family, I guess his siblings were part of the reason why they weren't also reaching out is when I blocked them. They felt like, who the fuck do I think I am? Bitch, I think I'm motherfucking independence, a goddess, a 6 feet bad bitch with 3 engineering degrees who shits on every single one of your motherfucking people. I think I'm that bitch and I look good as fuck. That's who the fuck I think I am. I've realized the thing about Nigerian people, and especially some people that come from rich families, the way they look down at some people, the way they look down at people who don't fit their fake ass society, they think you're beneath them. I don't give a fuck if you come from billionaire family, trillionaire family. You give me utmost respect. Cause let me tell you something, it's like that. The same way you got it is like that, nigga, you're homeless. When you die, you die. We all die. When you bleed red. You don't bleed gold. You don't bleed diamond. Who the fuck do I think I am? I think I'm a bitch I played with. But it's okay, though. So now my wedding day comes. My family calls me. All right. Didn't talk to them people either. Psh. Anyway, so my wedding day came and gone. No one said anything. My family, instead of having the wedding, they ended up just having a village party, which that was even better than having a dumbass wedding that I wasn't going to be there for and my husband wasn't going to be there for. So what the fuck were we doing it for in the first place? But again, my mom wanted to make sure that everybody knew her failure of her daughter got married. So anyway, let's get to the juicy part. So now I come back. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying. I was still in Enugu. So I was in Enugu for almost 2 weeks, I believe. I was in Enugu for almost 2 weeks. So now the wedding happened like the week prior. The following week, my parents, they come into Lagos because now they're about to fly back to America. And they have to come into Lagos to book their flight and to get onto their plane. So once they get to Lagos, right? Mind you, my parents know everything that happened. At this point, they know everything that's transpired with this family, how I feel uncomfortable, everything, like everything. So next thing I know, we have a family group chat. This is before I left the family group chat. I'm looking in the family group chat, and I see that my parents are at his parents' house. No, actually, my husband told me that my parents were going to go, and I told him to tell my parents do not go. The next thing I know, that day I wake up and I see pictures of my parents at his family's house. Fucking cheesing ear to ear, looking real fucking like, my mom just, all of them just there, my sisters, all of them just there. And I'm like, oh my God, like these people don't have self-respect though. These people don't have dignity. Someone almost killed your fucking daughter, and you took your stupid ass, got dressed, and went to their house to break bread with them. They weren't even going to come to the village where you are, because it was beneath them to come to the village of Arondizog to come and do your daughter's wedding. And I'm telling you all this information, and what did your stupid ass do? You legit went to their fucking house to go see them and go break bread with them. I don't even know how to tell you guys how hurt, mad, disrespected I felt. I was like, are you people fucking serious? I put it in the group chat. I said, are you people fucking serious? You really went to their house and broke bread. My mom and dad were so thirsty, and I'm so serious. Like, it hurts me to say this, and my own parents, my family was so thirsty that I, the fucking failure of the daughter, married a rich family, and they wanted so fucking bad to show it off, or to even like seal the deal and make sure that I didn't fuck it up, that they didn't even understand that they were actually better people than these people. They didn't even give a fuck. They didn't even see that I was trying to save them, like give them some dignity. So in the picture that they sent me, my dad calls me when I put that in a thing, and I'm like, are you serious? You really went to those people's house and like you really went to go break bread with them? After everything I told you that happened, I'm telling you right now, I'm not even speaking to these people, blase. I'm like, okay, no problem. Don't worry about it. I told him, okay, don't worry about it. You've made your bed. You're going to lay there. See, me and this boy, we're divorcing. I'm just letting you people know we're divorcing. My dad is all like begging me, please just stay calm. I'm like, it's not about being calm. I am calm. But I realize that you people do not care about me. You have no respect for me. They don't have respect for me. I have to have respect for myself. If both sides clearly see me as a useless goat, let me at least see myself as meaty goat and collect myself. So, blocked him, blocked my whole family, blocked his parents, blocked everybody. My people, I buckled down in Nigeria. I finished my tour. And at this point, I had to cut my tour short because, again, remember the car that they fucked up for me? At this point, I couldn't afford to do anything I want to do. I've already bled all my money from paying, because you guys, I love how people are saying I make $12,000 a month, and how I was not able to pay. Again, I'm paying my bills back in Nigeria, in America too, and I'm paying bills in Nigeria, because you know, in Nigeria, you pay lights bill weekly. You know, be monthly, oh. You pay weekly. Wi-Fi, everything, data, you're paying. Nigeria is a cash cow. Do you understand? It don't be cheap movement though. It'll be cheap movement from doing club appearances, doing shows. You think those things are cheap? 150 here, 200 here. It's not cheap, my fucking people who are just sitting there making it seem like I couldn't do it on my own. I budgeted it out and it was acceptable when I budgeted it with the car. Now the car wasn't present. I had to spend money on places I didn't think I had to spend money on. And now I was bled short. So I had to cut my trip short. So as I'm getting ready to go back to America, I get back to Lagos, and I'm planning on going back to America, my husband and I, at this point, I'm ready to go for divorce. I told him I'm coming back. He knew I was coming back to file for divorce. I was done in December of last year, January of this year. I was fucking done. So I'm on my way coming back here. He's telling me, let's go to therapy first. You know, my best friend. And one thing I do, I have amazing friends who, as much as they understood and they were upset about the situation, they still wanted me to like salvage my marriage because they knew like my husband and I do not have issues. We really love each other. And like before all this, our marriage, our relationship was beautiful. Like we did not fight at all. So now I'm on my way back to America, ready to divorce my husband. Like, it's game time. Come back for part 12. I will tell you what happened when I returned back to America and how we got to the divorce. So now I'm back in America. I am fully like ready to leave my husband, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm ready to leave him. I don't care. I'm done. But then my best friends, like, at least go to therapy, you know, like don't just leave immediately. My friends really understand how much I love this guy. And again, as I'm telling you guys this story, I still love my husband, but I know that my husband's upbringing, like, will be a problem because a man that can't stand up to his parents, no matter how much you love him, it'll create a problem. And I saw it firsthand. There's so many things that I can't even explain, and family members that I can't even like talk about. And I just know that it's like, I just know whatever they did to him when he was younger, whatever way they programmed them when they were younger, like my husband has no backbone with his parents, none whatsoever. And I don't like that. And it's always going to make me look like the villain. I'm always going to look like the rowdy one if I, you know, try to get him to like discover his backbone. I knew this. So in therapy, as we're talking, I'm telling the therapist everything that's going on. We're talking. Everything I tell my husband about his family is like a trigger. The man is furious. Everything. The therapist is like, you're not allowing her to express her feelings or express what she's gone through with this trip to Nigeria. And it seems like anything bad she has to say about your family, you're livid about it. Guys, at that moment, I knew. And I'm telling you guys this because, like, I knew my husband actually needed therapy on his own to really deal with all the childhood trauma he has from his family. Because the one thing my husband never wanted to acknowledge, he did later on as we're at the end of our marriage, is that he had childhood trauma from his family. You know, I don't think he truly ever wanted to acknowledge that he's been through shit, that his family's been through shit, and that, yes, just because they go to church, just because you guys, you know, the sisters wear long skirts, like, that doesn't mean that family trauma all of a sudden disappears. It shows itself as you get older. The things you've been through when you were younger, no matter how much you try to ignore it, they start exposing themselves, especially when you get married. When you get married, that's when those unhealed traumas are showcasing themselves. So now we get around like February, March. We both go through, like, we're going through like a lot of stress from the current economy and the current environment of what's going on. I lost my job. My company went bankrupt, whatever. He lost his job. So now we're this is when like marriages are tested even more. See, me, I didn't come from money, so that one didn't bother me. I've known how to be a survivor. I don't care. I can make it happen. My husband, on the other hand, like, his survival skills are lackluster. So my husband is just like struggling with really how to transition and pivot into like that hustler mentality. That, like, you know, just me, I went to like waitressing, catering, like so many different things that I'm doing to like make ends meet and, you know, to like keep things going and hustle, because I don't have rich parents to fall back on. I don't have no parents to fall back on. It's just me, myself, and motherfucking I. And I'm married, so I'm like, it's him and I. My husband is, you know, struggling. And I'm in my head, not even my head, I'm sorry, guys. I tell my husband, I'm like, listen, okay, at least use your family name and where you come from. Go home and go do something. Go start a business. Go use your degree. My husband went to Ivy League school. Go do business. Go do something. Go work for your dad. This man does not want to go work for his dad, which is crazy to me, right? Because This is the people that you're like going crazy about to me, but he doesn't want to go work for his dad. And I'm like begging him to go work for his dad. My husband falls into depression. And the man is like going through a lot. So at this point, I put aside whatever way, and up to this point, they still haven't apologized to me. His parents haven't apologized to me for what happened in my trip. But as my husband is really going through a lot, I say, okay, let me pull my differences aside. Let me reach out to his father and speak to his father. And I also reached out to his sister-in-law for his brother, to get the brother to speak to him. So I reach out to the dad and I call the dad. I'm like, hey, right now, listen, daddy, when I called the dad, the first thing he did was, the dad then now says he apologizes, that he's so sorry for everything that went on in Nigeria in December, that he's so sorry for anything that they did to me, and that, he hopes that we can move forward from this. Y'all, I really didn't care about the apology, because the only reason why he apologized is because my husband told him that they had to apologize, which is what makes the apology indecent more, but whatever makes them feel like they did their part, cool. I didn't care that much. All I cared about was my husband finding his mental strength. So I told the dad, please, daddy, my husband really needs you right now. He needs a dad. I break it down for him. I'm very versed in EQ, emotional intelligence. I'm very versed in self-awareness. That's something that is so, my country people, they don't really believe in mental health. They don't really believe in philosophical things. They don't know all these things, but I knew it. I know it. So I tell the dad this, please reach out to my husband, talk to him. The dad tells me, assures me that he will, blah, blah, blah. And eventually he speaks to my husband. But it doesn't really change anything. This doesn't really change much for my husband's current state. He's just struggling. And if I'm lying, I wish this man would ever come through this and play with me, because he knows receipts are there. So as my husband is still struggling with finding himself, picking himself up, trying to hustle, whatever, I'm doing my absolute best to help him. And I'm like, go back to Nigeria, go start a business, go do something. I'll hold it down here in America. Go do something. Oh my God. And then once we were having a conversation, I think this is even when I knew I was done with my husband more. It's one time we were having a conversation and he tells me how his siblings or his family was he tells me that the reason why his family treated me like shit so much is because they didn't see me as wife material. I'm not stupid. Did I not just say this whole time? And now you finally acknowledge it? This was at the end of our marriage, when I knew I was done, is when now he wants to acknowledge that his family treated me like shit because they didn't see me as wife material. And this wife material, my people, we talk about. What is wife material? The whole time I was with my husband, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I cooked. I cleaned the house. He was well fed. He was fucked incredibly. Even when I wasn't really in the mood, the nigga was still fucked. From helping him look for a job, helping him with his resume, connecting him with people. I really put in work. What is this wife material that I didn't show? Because I didn't wear skirts. Because I have dermals, tattoos. I wear short dresses and show my ass. What is this wife material that I didn't give him? I held this nigga down. When he said that to me, I knew we were done. I knew we were done. And even worse than that is he told me that one of the things that they were talking about is the fact that I reached out to his father to speak to him when he was depressed. That his siblings and his mom felt like that I had no respect. To reach out to your father and say your son is going through something and he needs fatherly advice, he needs assistance, he needs help. I knew at that moment that my marriage was done, because I realized that this family or whatever, it wasn't that my husband and I weren't marriage together. It's he had so many demons that he hasn't really acknowledged and handled and put together, that me, that is well aware, I've gone to therapy, I'm in therapy, I've read the books, I've done the work, I've healed my demons, I've tamed my demons. It doesn't work. It does not work if the two of us come together and he hasn't even started his journey. My husband hasn't even started the work of mental healing. He would destroy me. He would break me. I couldn't tolerate that. I love my husband so much that I have to let him go. He has to go. Either he's going to become who I think he's meant to be, or he's going to crumble. But I can't stay there after I've done all the work and watch that happen and watch myself go through that. I can't. I had to release my husband. I had to release my husband because I love him that much, but I love myself more. I love him, but I love me because I know what hell. And that's what really gets me is I know what hell I went through to become who I am today. I will not go backwards. Not for marriage, not for family, not for parents, not for any fucking body. My life will not end. I will not repeat madness. Do you understand? So basically,
So that's it. I don't know if there's any updates. I follow her, so if there's any updates, I'm going to let you guys know what the update is. But that was all the story time she shared. But please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation, this story time down in the comment section. But please keep it respectful. As always, here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. I know somebody saying that, whew, that's not, this is long. Yes, this is long. Like, this is so long, guys. But anyway, go ahead and share it up. But there are a couple of things I just want to point out there. It's really interesting to know that sometimes, especially as women, when we complain and we talk about men, relationship, marriage, and all that, usually comes off the place where we usually talk about, oh, how, oh, is this particular type of man, is Nigeria man, is this, oh, it's because I'm, but the truth is that she's Nigeria, he's Nigeria, and I just feel like this old madness of man relationship comes, like, I feel like it's a universal thing. It's not just particular to a particular, but some region maybe more into some certain things, like here in Nigeria, men disrespect women willingly. Like they don't even see it as anything. Like there are some things that is considered the norm, and when it's not being that way, it's almost like side eye. Just almost like they're talking about how she's not wife material because she's a rapper, she exposed her body. See, no Nigeria family will see anybody that um opens their body and all that as a wife material. No, they will not. But another part, no shade to this creator, okay? But another part, she was talking about, oh, who did they think they are? Like, oh, she blocked them and then they decided not to talk to her again. I feel like it's all, oh, because they are rich and all that. I feel like is that one is a universal thing. Most rich people look poor people like lower than them. I feel like that's a university. It's not just particular to the family or just to Nigerians that do that. And then she talking about how the husband's people, they didn't call her and all that. The husband's people were wrong for not checking up on her after the accident. They were so wrong. This is your son's. Let's even, because I, like I said in the other video, they don't consider her as a wife here, but this is your son's supposed wife to be, or fiance or girlfriend. Just check up on her. That's even the human thing. In fact, if it's your son's ex, the fact that she's in communication with you guys, just check up on her and make sure she's fine. So they should have done that. But like I said in the other video, they what they used to come and pick her, that may not be the traditional or the right thing to come and use to pick up. But yeah, in Nigeria, that is what you get most of the time. You use a car to tow a car. Yes, it is dangerous. Nigeria likes playing with fire. Yes, it is dangerous, but that's what has been working for them, for us here in Nigeria for a long time. So that's what they use. And she talking about how she like, I like that this part she actually talked a lot on a trauma, a family dynamic and all that. But one thing I also like, how do you expect, even your parents are not showing up for you, so why are you expecting your husband's parents to show up for? Maybe that's just me with my trauma and where my mind is at this point, is that the fact that I've gotten to a place where I realize that, see, this life, I am the most important person in my life, and I'm going to treat myself as such. Society may consider it selfish, but I'm going to put myself first, and I don't really expect anything from anybody. Like, honestly, yes, I could have a little bit of expectation here and there, but also I keep room for disappointment. I give room because I've been disappointed a lot, I've been let down a lot. So the trauma, me, my own trauma response is that I'm expecting anybody to F me up at any time. Like, I don't give somebody that 100% control and power over things. Yes, I'll get a little bit angry if the thing doesn't work as it's supposed to be, but I'm not going, like, I'm just like, yeah. I feel like for me, that's my own coping mechanism. The fact that I prepare my mind for the worst. So when it happens, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I move on. So the fact that our family was not our family does not show up for her, they don't even respect our boundaries, our opinion, that says a lot of why she, and that could also be like our own trauma response to it. Like, she's looking for that family that is going to be that support system and all that. And then she's talking about how her parents went to the husband's family house. Whether you like it or not, here in Nigeria, like, marriage is a big deal and marriage is an achievement. I'm saying it. Marriage is a big deal and marriage is an achievement. So any Nigeria parents, whether you live abroad and anything, know, it's one of their major goal as a parent is that to make sure that their child is married and their child married. And even when you're not married to a rich family, it's even like sprinkle sprinkle whatever and all that. So it's a big deal, and they will not see a potential husband and then just allow you because you feel some type of way about them to fumble it. They will try to amend it, and I feel like that is what the parents went there to do. They just try to build that relationship within them. And like I said in the part one, here in Nigeria, when you marry a family, when you marry a man or a person or a woman, you marry the other family, like the entire family is intertwined and all that. And I feel like the parents actually feel like, okay, we're in Nigeria, yeah, we can use the opportunity to see these people, even though they refuse to come, and probably ask them why they did not. But some people will be very proud to do that. Like, person like my father will be so proud. My father is proud to do that. Like, if you don't come, you don't come. It's my daughter you're coming to marry. So, but I kind of understand why the parents will go, especially when marriage is a big deal and achievement in our culture and society. So they just want to probably fix things up to make sure the marriage pull through. Okay, so I like this conversation a lot, and you guys, I can see you guys are enjoying that. I'm bringing a lot of, like, we're talking about the Nigeria marriage system and all that. The truth is that a lot of Nigeria women don't share the story like this sister did, and I do appreciate her for sharing her story. A lot of Nigerian women don't, and that's why it's really hard for me to bring Nigeria women share their story and all that. A lot of Nigerian women don't share their story because there's still this shame around sharing your story. There's still this shame talking out publicly. There's still a shame and stigma around it, like a whole lot of it. Like, I still don't even know any Nigerian woman that shares their story. Honestly, I don't. Okay, and then maybe the ones like her that is in abroad, and then she has that she has that mindset that she has to share. She does her healing process and all that. So yeah, let me know what you think about this amazing story and the conversation we're having around Nigeria marriage and the dynamic. And me actually just sharing some of the things and the dynamic and how my society kind of work. I kind of like it because it just helps me to really share how this whole dynamic work in my society and in my culture. Because sometimes when I talk about it on my videos, I know some people are like, yeah, these are the type of things like a woman marriage is a big achievement, and you don't just call it divorce. You don't just get a divorce like that. So like this lady, if she has done the traditional marriage, she can't just get a divorce like that. When you do the traditional marriage, and that's why most family hold on to the traditional marriage so much. When you do a traditional marriage, you can't just sign the divorce paper. Legally you could have signed it, but in terms of marriage, the traditional marriage, you need to go back to the family, return the diary, and then, like in my own culture, Delta State, the robos, there are even some rights that has to be performed for them to deserve the marriage. So it's not just as easy as signing papers. You get it. So most family like it because the marriage cannot dissolve easily. So you as the woman, you're stuck. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this amazing conversation down in the comment section and video and story time. Go down and share your thoughts. But please, as always, keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see. And that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.